Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Yeah, it's still morning, but I know I'm running late. It is Saturday, and I had a lot of stuff going on this morning, and quite honestly, spent some extra time just having a conversation with God about what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm trying to make sure that I've got my head straight, and I'm not 100% sure I do. So, is that okay? Is it okay for us to talk things out? Yeah, I think so. Is it okay for me, claiming to be someone who is called by God to share a message with you, to not understand? Well, if it's not, then I need to give up, right? Because I definitely am not the right person to do this if that's the case. I'm grateful for the fact that God showed me a long time ago that it's not about me being perfect. It's about me striving for His perfection. And I'm grateful for that. Good morning, Deborah. And that's weird because that has never shown up before. So that's cool. I'm glad that I was able to see that. Normally I don't see those until after I am done live. Maybe Facebook made a good change this time. We'll see. So this morning in my reading, I was reading through Proverbs 23. Surprise, it's the 23rd day of July. And I read in verse 12, 13, and 14. Apply yourself to discipline and listen to the words of knowledge. Don't withhold discipline from a youth. If you beat him with a rod, he will not die. Strike him with a rod, and you will rescue his life from the grave. Now, I struggle with this in so many ways because beating a child is never okay. But disciplining and correction and punishment, that is, right? And so we need to recognize the difference. The word used for discipline is also instruction. The word for strike him with a rod means that literally spank him. And I can look at this and I can say, okay, well, first of all, how does it apply to me? I'm not a youth anymore, except for I am kind of a youth when it comes to my spiritual walk. I've got some years in me, but I got a lot of correction that still needs to be done in my life, right? So the first statement from Solomon is I personally need to apply myself to instruction. I need to listen to the words of knowledge, right? I need to allow myself to be disciplined. That means I have to allow the punishment or the pain in my life to bring about the correction to keep me from going to the grave, keep me from dying. That can be as simple as pulling a muscle in my back, trying to lift the motorcycle up, and realizing I should have lifted with my legs instead of just standing over it, trying to pull it over. Or letting the motorcycle fall over instead of trying to catch it. Those are both lessons that I have learned the hard way, and the pain was real, right? What about you? What areas of your life can you learn lessons from the pain? There was a huge lesson I learned several years ago, 5 years ago. On this date, I was released from the hospital because I was undergoing cancer treatments and I had gotten so sick and I couldn't eat and I was losing weight and I was throwing up, and they needed to bring me back to a place where I had some strength. And 5 years ago today, I was released from the hospital. God didn't punish me with cancer, but I can tell you that without that cancer, I wouldn't be the man I am today. Had I had everything to do over again, I wouldn't trade that time for anything. It sucked. But I drew closer to God than I ever could have any other way. I learned from that instruction, that discipline. So many things, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So my question to you is, are you going to take what's going on in your life today and rage at God? Which, by the way, as kids, we always did when our parents punished us, right? We raged at them. It's not fair. You can't touch me. I heard those words from my daughter. I said those words to my parents. Some of the best lessons I ever learned was when they pulled me aside and gave me a swat on the butt. When they grounded me to my room. There's a lesson I'll never forget. I got grounded to my room for a week, and then my parents invited all my friends to come over and play in the yard for a whole day. And all I could do was watch them out the window. That was a huge discipline. Reminded me in that moment to pay attention to what my parents had to say. Sometimes we don't have to like what's going on in our lives, but we should always recognize, no matter what it is, our first response should be to turn our focus to God. I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to let you go. But know this, I love you all. We're having a conversation. Let's think about it today. God bless and have a great day.